What's one of the dumbest things you've ever spent money on? There was this guy named Don Lapper who sold money-making kits. Like how to make money with classified ads. I think I invested about $350 and received literally nothing of value. I was young, and being stupid. Looked him up tonight to remember how to spell his name. Turns out he killed himself with a razor blade while in jail in 2011. I have to say, his TV commercials were very convincing. Thankfully at the time I was young and broke, so I couldn't pay for his nonsense. If I had enough room on my credit card, I would have. I finally figured out that he implied lots of income, but the testimonials only talked about revenues. When I was like 14 I bought a pack of intentionally mismatched socks that were really expensive. Like, only one of each pattern. Could have bought twice as many normal socks and just mismatched them myself. I did this too, but to make it worse I bought 2 packs so that I could match them. This is some galaxy brain shit right here. When I was 19, I got a construction job that paid fairly well. Stupid me got all hot and horny for a fun car. I signed up for a 5-year loan after test driving the first one. I ended up having engine failure almost 2 years later. Because it was a used car and from a shady used car dealer, the warranty was well expired. I couldn't afford to get a new engine for it, so I ended paying over 3 years for a car that I wasn't driving. Edit. Since I've been getting messages and replies saying it's your fault, you didn't maintain the car. That car was my baby. I worked on it every day and loved it for the short period of time I had it. Now, this car had what is called a Wankel rotary. These are not reliable engines. The apex seals blow as they are basically as thick and durable as the graphite in a pencil. Mazda RX-8s are notoriously unreliable. I did not know this 8 years ago as I hadn't done much research. The more you know. If you want to prove how tough you are, this is not the place. I do not care, I had fun with my car, and learned a lot from the experience. And if you think this is the dumbest thing I have ever done, you're very wrong. Edit 2, thank you for the gold, kind stranger. I wish I could turn it into money to soften the financial blow of this vehicle, but alas, Reddit Premium is a close second. This past Christmas Eve I was doing some last-minute shopping and came across a wine glass shaped like Buddy from the movie Elf, which of course also had Will Ferrell's face on it. With everything kinda being out of order with the holiday rush, I didn't know how much it cost, but I bought it on pure impulse because I thought it was funny. It wasn't until I left the store and looked at the receipt did I realize that it cost $22, which is way more than it's worth. To remind me of my mistake, I now drink out of that glass exclusively and have been for the past 5 months. I have to wash it like twice a day, but I won't stop using it until I feel like I've gotten my $22 worth. Most expensive dumb thing? A Mercedes 500 SEL. Literally bankrupt myself buying parts and gas for that fucking land yacht. Sold it for half what I paid and felt lucky to be rid of it. Dumbest dumb thing? A metallic gold-laden painting of a Pontiac Firebird. It oozes white trash and I had planned on putting it in a family gift exchange as a joke but didn't end up going and got stuck with it. It's currently hanging in a storage room, like all classy paintings do. I spent $40 one of those amusement park booths where you had to throw darts at balloons. For some reason, I picked out this really ugly 7 feet tall frog stuffed animal. It's in the corner of my closet and still scares me when I'm half awake in the morning. I had one of those from Six Flags. I won it early in the day and my dad was so pissed. I named his Froggy McHopperstein and kept him for over 10 years. My mom finally got rid of him saying she couldn't spare that much space for him anymore. Rib. Here's the deal. When I was in 8th grade my class went on a field trip to Six Flags. I played the ring toss game where you had to toss the rings on the bottles. I won on my first bucket and picked out a 6-foot stuffed whale. This was at like 9 in the morning and I had to now carry this with me all day. A couple hours later I played the ring toss again and won again. So this time I picked out a 5-foot stuffed dog. Now, as a 90-pound 8th grader I couldn't carry both of these with me, so I enlisted a friend and we carried them around and had to leave them at every single ride we went on. They were heavy. Finally a guy asked me if he could buy the dog, and I told him sure, for $50. Took that money back to the ring toss game and lost all of it. The whale was cool, but I never did anything with it other than having it just sit in my room. Worth it because I was king of the ring toss. So I used to work as a security guard at a Six Flags. As with any professional in that position, I spent time talking to all the people running the games, learning how to beat them. Most of them have some trick or strategy to at least greatly increase your odds of winning. There is no trick to that ring toss game, it's purely luck, and sometimes days would go by before anybody would win. That's why the prizes for it are all the enormous ones. Gets people to spend money on a game that is barely winnable. Also, here's a random tip: ever see that racing game where you spray water into a target and race other people? Those are super fixed in the sense that there's usually just one or two spots that win the vast majority of the time due to better water pressure / spray, or the thing you're racing is just simply faster than the others. Watch for a while before you choose your spot. It is not an even race.